Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are gonna study Kingdom Animalia. So let's begin. Now let's see the introduction. So animals are classified as chordates and non-chordates. Chordates have notochord, non-chordates do not have notochord. Now what is notochord? Notochord is a rod-like structure which is present along the mid-dorsal line. That is, it is present on the back side. Animals having vertebral columns are called as vertebrates, and animals who do not have vertebral columns are called as invertebrates. Now, animals or plants are classified as kingdom first, then comes the phylum, class, order, family, genus, and then comes last is the species. The first important criteria which we saw is classification according to presence of notochord. They are classified as chordates or non-chordates. Now other criteria which are used is gradation of organization. That means if the organism only contains cells, it is cell organization. If it contains tissue, then it is tissue organization. If it contains organ organization, and so on. And in body system, they contain all the organ systems like digestive system, respiratory system, reproductive system, etc. Now, according to the body symmetry, they are classified as bilateral symmetrical, radial symmetrical, which means in any plane you divide the organism, you will get an equal radial symmetry, and the last one is unsymmetrical. Now the third criteria is according to the presence or absence of body cavity, which is also known as coeom. So it can be acoemates, that is there is no cavity, pseudocoemates, that means there is false cavity, and the last one is coemates, that means there is presence of true body cavity. Now, according to the germ layer, as we know, there are three germ layers: endoderm, ectoderm, and mesoderm. So, if there is only ectoderm and endoderm, it is known as diploblast, and if there is ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm, it is known as trypoblast. Now, according to the segmentation, it can be segmented or unsegmented. Now, according to the animal body plan, there are three types. First is cell aggregation plan, in which the cell does not aggregate to form a tissue or an organ. As you can see over here, there is only cells which are present. Then comes the bind sac body plan, in which there is a small single opening, which is the common opening for both mouth and anus. Then there is a tube within true body plan, in which there are two openings in the digestive system. One is for mouth and another is for anus. So animal kingdom are divided on the basis of presence or absence of notochord into non-chordates and chordates. Non-chordates, which includes Prolifera, Colentrata, Platyhelminthes, nematode, Elidia, Arthropoda, Mollusca, and Echinodermata. And chordates are classified as prochordates and vertebrates. So prochordates are also invertebrate, but they have notochord in them, hence they are known as chordates. And the one which comes is prochordata. And vertebra includes species, which means fish, amphibians, which means frog, reptiles, and aves and mammalians. So now let's first concentrate on the non-chordates. So now let's first see phylum Porifera. So it is a multicellular organism. The body is present with pores which are known as ostia, as you can see over here. There is no organ or through tissue formation, no nervous system. Adult salicyle, that means they are attached to a substrate. That is an attachment of it. Now the skeletal or the supporting of the body is calcareous spicules, siliceous spicules or spongiums. These are the skeletal fibers. As you can see, this supports the whole body. So they are mostly aquatic and mostly marine. Now, for the example of porifera sponges, so sponges, these are the sponges. So for sponges include sessile animals. That means they need a support. There is a support over here that lack through tissues. As we discussed over here, there is no organ or tissue formation. They were once believed to be plant, but they are not plant, they are animals. The body of the sponge resembles as a sac perforated with holes. So this is a sac which is perforated with the holes, as you can see over here. Now The collocyte cells draw water from the walls of the sponges where food is collected. Now these coniocytes, which are the feeding cells, which helps in drawing the water outside and where the food is stored. Hence they are known as feeding cells. Moving on to the second type, which is cnidarians, which is classified by presence of body tissue. So over here there is formation of body tissue. It is radically symmetrical, tentacles with stinging cells. So these are the tentacles. Here there is presence of stinging cells. Has secretory organelle, that means it can produce its own secretion called as cnidans, containing a cenocytes. So they contain cenocyte types of cells in it. So the basic body plan of the cnidarian is a sac with a gastrovascular cavity. That means there is digestive system also and there is vascular matlab circulation system also with only one opening. So as you can see over here, this is a cavity which is gastrovascular cavity with one opening only. Mouth and anus both have only one opening. The body plan has two variations. The first is sessile polyp and the second is floating medusa. Sessile means, as I told you in last slide, attachment. So there is a polyp which is attached to something, and second one is floating medusa. There are two variations in them. Now cnids are carnivorous. Carnivorous means what? They will eat other insects or plants, other insects mostly. So that usually that use tentacles. Now these tentacles help in grasping or capturing the prey. On to the third type of phylum, which is Ctenophora. So it is exclusively marine animals, radically symmetrical body with a diploblastic. That means it has two layers of germ layers. Animals are called as, also known as comb jellies, spherically bodies with external row of cilia. So as you can see, this is the spherical body with the external row of cilia. Cilia, hair-like structure, is present. They exhibit their own light emission of light. Sexual reproduction with external fertilization. That means the fertilization takes place outside. So example is Ctenoplana, and here there are coblasts which are sticky in nature, which helps them to catch the prey. Moving on to the fourth type, which is planthyle helminthitis, which is also known as flatworms. So they are bilaterally symmetrical animals with a blind sac body pattern. That means the anus and mouth are open, have only one opening. Most are endoparasites, few are free living. That endoparasite means they are dependent on some other organisms. Body is leaf-like or ribbon-like, unsegmented, dorso-ventrally flattened, hence they are known as flatworms, and curved by a cuticle. Covered by a cuticle. So parasite forms shows suckers or hooks for attachment to the host. So this is the hooks and these are the suckers which are present. In parasite form, digestive system is absent. If present, it is only one opening. Excretory system is made up of flame cells. Nervous system is in the form of nerve ring or nerve cord. Till now there was no formation of nervous tissue, but from now there will be the formation of nervous tissue, which is in the form of ring or nerve cord. Then the reproductive system is well developed. Animals are mostly hermaphrodites, that is bisexual, as both male and female sex organs are present only in one body. Great power of regeneration. Locomotory structure and sense organs are absent. Now, what is the meaning of great power of regeneration? Means if their part is cut, they have the power to regenerate that part very fastly. Locomotory and sense organs are absent. That means they cannot move. Example is tapeworms and liver flukes. This is the tapeworm and this is the liver fluke. Okay. Moving on to the fifth type, which is Aschelminthes, which is also known as threadworms, as they are in the form of thread. So commonly known as roundworms, most are parasitic, living in the body fluid of the host. Parasitic means which get their nourishment from the host, that is other living organism. Body is long and cylindrical, which is thread-like. Bilaterally symmetrical animals which have pseudo-cilimentum, that means false body cavity. This animal show tube within tube type of body plan. So till now the other organism was showing blind sac body, that means only one opening. Now the further animals will be showing tube within tube body type, means there will be a mouth and a anus, both will have another other different openings. Body walls show longitudinal muscles but no circular muscles. Excretion takes place by protonephridia. Nervous system has nerve rings and neurons. Sex are separate, that is unisexual. Animal shows sexual dimorphism. That means example, male ascaris is shorter than female. They will show some difference. Male ascaris have a curved posterior end with a pair of saline setae for reproduction, and female ascaris is long with a relatively straighter posterior, as you can see over here. So example is Ascaris vaucheria, etc. So now moving on to the next phylum, which is Annelida, which is also known as ringworm. For Annelida, keep in mind earthworm. Earthworm are the type of Annelida. So they are commonly known as ringworms. Most of them are free living and few are parasitic. Some are burrowing and occur in moist soil. As we all know, earthworm burrows in soil and are present in moist soil. They are bilaterally symmetrical and present through coiomats. Till now, which we saw, there were no true body cavity, but from now there will be true body cavity present. Body is soft, elongated, cylindrical, and metamorphically segmented. That means their segmentation is present now. Complete digestive system. Locomotion occurs with setae, as you can see over here. Parapodia, as you can see over here, or with the suckers. Well-developed longitudinal and circular muscle which helps in locomotion. They are movable, right? Respiration occurs through body surface. Excretion occurs through nephridia. Circulatory system is of closed type. Hemoglobin is present in the plasma. Nervous system is formed of nerve cells and galenoid nerve cord. Mostly bisexual, but few may be unisexual. Then there is ectoparasite like leech sucks vertebral blood. Examples are Nereisius, earthworm, lichens, etc. So the next phylum is Arthropoda, which also means jointed legs. So it is the largest and most successful phylum. Arthropods are solitary or colonial. Solitary means alone, and colonial means together. Most are free living. They are omnipresent and bilaterally symmetrical. Body is covered with tough gelatinous cuticles. Arthropods undergo molting to allow body growth. Body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. So in some animals, head and thorax fuses to form cephalothorax. As you can see over here, the head and thorax has been fused and formed a cephalothorax. Arthropod possesses legs for crawling, creeping, walking, and wings for flying. Digestive system is complete and divided into foregut, midgut, and hindgut. Mouth parts are highly evolved and used for biting, chewing, and sucking. Circulatory system is of open type. Blood flows in open sinuses and bathes the organ. Respiratory organs are gills, trachea, book lungs, and book glands. Excretion takes place by green glands or tubules. Nerve system is formed of nerve cells and double gangliated nerve cord. Sense organs are well developed in the form of antenna, compound eyes, and taste receptors. Sex are separate, forming a sexual dimorphism. Animals are oviparous, means they lay eggs, and fertilization is internal. Development is direct or indirect, which is known as metamorphosis. For example, indirect is egg, which leads to larva, then forms the pupa, and then the butterfly is formed. Capillaries form and then the butterfly form. This is known as metamorphosis. In some arthropods like honeybees, individuals are produced by parthenogenesis. That means without fertilizations they are formed. Moving on to the further phylum, which is Mollusca, which is soft-bodied. So this phylum includes soft-bodied animals. So for example, you can take a snail which is soft body. They are free living or sedentary. They are mostly marine while other are marshes. They have tube within tube body plan. Most are bilaterally symmetrical, but some are asymmetrical due to the torsion in the cells. As you can see over here, they are mostly symmetrical, but due to this torsion in the cell, the snail becomes asymmetrical. Body is divided into head, then foot, and visceral masses. This is the head, then this is the foot, and this is the visceral mass. These are divided. Visceral mass is enclosed in a thick muscular fold of body wall called as mantle. This is known as mantle. Mantle secretes a hard calcareous cell which may be external, internal, or absent. Mollusca feed on plants and animals matter. Locomotory is by arms or feet. Feet is modified for burrowing and swimming. Digestive system is well developed. Buccal cavity has tongue-like organ called as radula, which has teeth. As you can see over here, this is radula, which has teeth. Terrestrial mollusca may show lungs. Aquatic mollusca may show gills. So there is gills presence in aquatic animals. Circulatory system is of open type. Blood contain blue colored respiratory pigment which is known as hemosiderin. Excretion occurs through kidney and they are called as organ of Bojano's. Nervous system is formed of three pairs of ganglia, that is cerebral ganglia in head, pedal ganglia in foot, and visceral ganglia in visceral mass. So there is in head there is cerebral ganglia, in foot there is pedal ganglia, and in the visceral or mass there is visceral ganglia. Sense organs such as eyes, tentacles, and osphadia for testing purity of water are present. Sex are separate animals are mostly oviparous. Development is different or indirect. Example is octopus, sepia, etc. Moving on further, there is a Gynodermata which is known as spiky skins. So they have a spiky skinned animals. These are spiky skinned animals as there are spikes which are releasing from them. They are exclusively marine, solitary, sedentary or free living, conial or benthoid. They are radically symmetrical with pentamatous symmetry as we can see over here. Five symmetry are present over there. Body is symmetrical, elongated or star-shaped. Body does not have well-defined head. Spiky exoskeleton present is made up of calcareous plate. Presence of water vascular system in the body for locomotion. Water enters the water vascular system through an opening which is known as metropoietin, as we can see over here. So water enters over here and then there is locomotion which takes place. Echinoderms are carnivorous, that means they eat up another insects or are mainly feed on molluscans. They move and with their arms and tube feet, suckers present on the arms. Respiration is by stenogal gills. Circulatory system is generally reduced, it is open type and heart is absent. Nervous system is simple with a ring around the mouth and radial nerves in the arms. So this is the ring which forms a nervous system. Sex are separate, fertilization is external, development is indirect. Indirect which means there is metamorphosis. They show a high power of regeneration, example is starfish. Now there is something which is known as hemichordate, which is half-chordate, exclusively marine animals usually found at the bottom of the sea. mostly free living, some may be sedentary. Body is soft, fragile, vermiform and unsegmented, as you can see over here. Body is divided into three parts. First is proboscis, collar, and then comes the trunk. Buccal cavity gives rise to a rod-like structure which is considered as notochord by some scientists, and hence it is known as hemichordate or half-chordate. They feed on microorganisms present in water. Now this proboscis helps to make burrows while entire body brings about the movement. Alimentary canal is complete, straight or U-shaped. Respiration occurs through paired gills. Gills open at gill slits. Circulatory system is simple and closed type. Blood is colorless. Nervous system is embedded in epidermis, that is in the skin layer, on both dorsal and ventral side. That means anterior and posterior both side they are present. Sex are different. Fertilization is external and development is indirect through free swimming larva. This phylum is in connecting link between non-chordates and chordates. Now let's have a recap of what we did till now. So kingdom Animalia, they are classified according to the level of organization, symmetry, germ layer, body cavity and notochord, presence or absence. So according to the level of organization, it can be cellular or it can be tissue, organ or organ system. So in cellular, it comes porifera. According to the level tissues, if tissue is present and symmetry is radical and germ layer is dipoplastic, that means two layer, there are two types, that is colentrata and ctenophora. If the organ is present along with the organ system, symmetry is bilateral, germ layer is tripoplastic, that means three layers are present, and if the body cavity is absent, it is platyhelminthes. Pseudo body cavity present, then it is a nematode, and true body cavity is present, then it is Annelida, that is an earthworm, mollusca, which is a snail, arthropoda, example is frog, echinodermata, example is starfish, and according to the presence of notochord, all these are classified, and if presence, it is called as chordate. Now let's study about chordates. Now the phylum Chordates. This animal shows a presence of cartilaginous notochord at least in the early embryonic life. So there is presence of gill slit in the pharyngeal region, presence of hollow dorsal nerve cord running throughout the body length. Animal which have notochord but do not have vertebral columns are called as invertebrate chordates. These invertebrate chordates are the link between non-chordates and vertebrates. Invertebral chordates are of two types, that is urochordate and cephalochordate. Okay, so as we can divide this chordate into two types, subphylum, that is urochordate and cephalochordate, which are invertebrates, and a subphylum which is vertebra, which has the vertebral column. Now let's see urochordate, which is invertebrate. These are also called as tunicates. Body is soft and covered by a covering which is known as testes or tunic, as you can see over here, which are made up of cellulose called as tunicine. Notochord is present only in tail of the larva, hence it is known as uro, and it loses during the metamorphosis. That means when it becomes adult, the notochord gets lost. Only marine animals include this. Pharynx has many gill slits. Pharynx, as you can see over here, pharynx, this have slits. Example is Herdmania, Salpa, etc. Moving on to the second type of invertebrate, that is cephalochordate. So they are also called as lancetales. They are small fish-like animals that are not longer than 5 centimeters in length. They live partly buried in soft marine soil. Notochord is present throughout the life and extends in length. They show chordate characteristics such as presence of pharyngeal gill slits, tail is also present, and a dorsal nerve cord. As you can see over here, this is the dorsal nerve cord. Example is Amphioxus. Now moving on to the subphylum, which is vertebrae. So the notochord is replaced by vertebral column. Subphylum vertebrae is divided into two divisions, that is Aganthia, which means without jaw, and the second one is Ganthostomata, which is with jaw. So this is Aganthia and this is Gantha, which is jaw. Now this Aganthia is divided into a class which is known as Cyclostomata, and Ganthostomata, which bears jaw, is divided into two superclass. First is Pisces, which bears fins, which is divided into a class which is known as Chondrichthyes, and second one is Ostrichthyes. Chondri means cartilage and ostri means presence of bone. Now tetrapolate, second type, which bears limbs, which are classified as amphibians, reptiles, aves, and mammals. So now let's see superclass Acantha, that means they do not have jaw, which is divided into a class which is known as Cyclostomata, which means circular mouth. So Cyclostomata are jawless and eel-like animals. Skin is soft, smooth, circular, unicellular mucous glands, but no scales are present. Median fins are present, but paired fins are absent. Okay, now these are the medial ventral fins are present, but the paired fins are absent. They are ectoparasite, which having sucking and circular mouth without jaw. Endoskeleton is cartilaginous. Digestive system lacks stomach. Intestine is present with a fold called as phytosol. Respiratory occurs by 5 to 6 pairs of gill slits, as we can see over here. These are 5 to 6 pairs of gill slits. Heart is two-chambered, gonad is single and large without gonadoduct. Fertilization is external, and example is hagfish. Now moving on to the Ganthostomata, which are of two types. Subdivided superclass is known as Pisces, which means it bears fins, and the other is superclass Tetrapolate, that is it bears limbs. Now let's see the superclass Pisces. So they are aquatic animals. Pisces means fish. So they are aquatic animals. Poikotherma or cold-blooded animals. That means the body temperature changes with the surrounding temperature. They feed on detritus material, planktons, algae, molluscs, and other aquatic animals. Locomotion is by body scales and fins. Caudal fins helps in steering. Exoskeleton is made up of dermal cells. Endoskeleton is either bony or cartilaginous. According to this bony or cartilaginous endoskeleton, it is divided into two classes further. Body is trimmed and uh, boat shaped. Mouth is terminal or ventral in position. Respiration is by gills. Heart is two-chambered and it is shows single circulation which is closed. Blood is red in color due to the red blood cells. Pisces has well-developed brain with large olfactory lobes. Sexes are different. Most fishes are oviparous and some are viviparous. Oviparous means they lay eggs and viviparous means the fertilization takes place inside like humans. Now the superclasses are classes which superclass Pisces is divided into two types of classes, which is chondriachids and second is osteocytes. Now, moving on to the class chondriocytes, which is also known as cartilaginous fish. So, the endoskeleton is form of cartilage. They are only marine. Exoskeleton is made up of tiny placoid scales. Mouth is ventral, and there are two dorsal fins. These are the two dorsal fins, as you can see. Male copulatory organs called capsules are present. Caudal fin is heteroceral, that is asymmetrical. There is no symmetric caudal, means tail. 5 to 7 pairs of gills are present. These are the pairs of gills which are help for respiration. Fertilization is internal and these fishes are viviparous. Example is shark. Moving on to the second type of class, which is osteophytes, which is bony fish. So the endoskeleton is made up of bones. These are found in fresh water and marine water. Exoskeleton is made up of cycloid. Mouth is terminal in position. Single dorsal vein is present. Capsules, which are the male copulatory organs, are absent. Caudal fins is homocerial, that is symmetry. Four pairs of gills slits are present, covered by the operculum. This is the operculum, and there is four pairs of gill slits which are present inside it. Fertilization is external, and these fishes are oviparous. Example is Bombay duck. Now moving on to the superclass of vertebrae, which is tetrapodal, that means four limbs. So these animals bear two pairs of limbs or appendages. Some animals like snakes are limbless. Superclass tetrapodal includes four classes. First is amphibian, reptile, aves and mammal. So now let's see what are amphibia. So amphibia, the animals which are lived on lands as well as on water, they are poikothermic animals. That means they change their temperature according to the surrounding temperature, and carnivorous. That means they eat other animals. Body divided into head, trunk and tail. Sometimes tail is absent. Two pairs of limbs arises from each from the pectoral girdle and from the pelvic girdle. This is the pectoral girdle and this is the pelvic girdle from where the two limbs arises. In frog, webs are present between the digits which help them to swim. These are the web digits which are present. Skin is soft glandular with mucous membrane. Prominent eardrums or tympanic membranes are present on the head. This is known as tympanum, that is tympanic membrane on the head. Intestine and digestive glands are well developed. Circulatory system is closed type. Heart is three-chambered and ventral. RBC is biconvex and nucleated. Respiration is through skin, lungs, and buccopharynges. Nervous system is well developed. Sexes are separate. These are oviparous. Fertilization is external. Development occurs in water and in is indirect. That means metamorphosis. That means there is formation of egg mass which leads to tadpole with legs, young frog, and then adult form is formed. Now this further following development takes place in water and then this take place on land. Example is frog, toad, etc. Second class, which is reptilia. So these are crawling animals like cobra, crocodile, turtle. These are the first true terrestrial vertebrates. Few may be aquatic and semi-aquatic, found in marshy areas. Most of these are carnivorous. Locomotion is by limbs which has well developed pentadactyl digits, that means five digits, and claws which helps the animal to creep or crawl. Reptiles are polypotherms, that is cold-blooded. Skin is dry, non-glandular or covered by epidermal scales, plates, etc. Heart is incompletely four-chambered and ventral, and circulatory system is of closed type. Each eardrum is depressed. Respiration is through lungs. Brain is well developed. Olfactory lobes and cerebellum are better developed than amphibians. Sex are separates and show prominent sexual dimorphism. Fertilization is internal. Reptiles are oviparous. They lay shaded eggs and show little perinatal care, like viviparous, viper in viviparous. Now moving on to the further class, which is aves, that means birds. So it includes flightless birds and flying birds. Forebrains are limbs are modified into wings for flying. Hind wings are used for walking and running. So these are the hind limbs. So aquatic birds have webs between the toes. So these are the webbed toes. Body differentiate into head, neck, trunk and tail. They are homotherms, matlab warm blooded, that is the body temperature remains constant. Exoskeleton is made up of feathers. Scales are present on hind limbs. Skin is dry, thin, non-glandular, bones are hollow, jaw forms the beak and teeth are absent. Special organs such as crop and gizzards are present. This is the crop and gizzards which are present. Blood is red blood cell due to the RBCs. Heart is ventral in position and four chambers show double circulation. Respiration is by lung, having air sac for buoyancy. Brain is enlarged with well-developed cerebellum. Optic lobes are well-developed. Olfactory lobes are poorly developed. Unisexual, sexual dimorphism. Oviparous means they lay egg and internal fertilization takes place. Birds lay shelled eggs with yolk and albumin. Birds build nests on trees. Most are herbivorous, that means they eat plants, and some are carnivorous, for example, eagle. Perinatal care is well seen among the seasonal migration. Urinary bladder is absent and females show only presence of left ovary and oviduct to reduce the body weight during flying. Okay. Now moving on to the last, which is mammalia. Mammary glands are present for nourishment of young ones. Mammals are terrestrial, aquatic, aerial, and arboreal. Most are herbivorous, few are carnivorous, and some are omnivorous. Locomotion is by limbs. Body is divided into head, neck, trunk, and tail. They are homotherms, that means warm-blooded animals. Exoskeleton is in the form of skin, hair, fur, nails, and hooves. Skin is glandular, having saliva, sweat glands, and sebaceous gland. Body cavity is divided into two: thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity by diaphragm, as you can see over here. Mammals show presence of external ear. Teeth are in the different types, that is incisors, which are the front teeth. Then there is canine teeth. Then there is premolars, as you can see over here, and the last one is molar. Heart is four-chambered, double circulation. RBC is biconcave and without a nucleus. Blood is red in color. Respiration is by lungs. Brain is highly developed. Cerebrum so transverse band called as corpus callosum. Optic lobes are better developed than olfactory lobes. Few mammals are oviparous. Some mammals have pouches for development of young ones. For example, kangaroo. Some plant animals are placental and viviparous. Okay. So just have a recap of what we did in chordate. So prochordate, which is also known as invertebra, which are divided into two types: urochordate, in which the notochord is present only in tail, and cephalochordate, in which the notochord is present from the head to the tail. Then we saw vertebra, that is replaced by notochord is replaced by vertebral column. They are of two types, agantha and ganthostomata. Agantha means no jaw, and ganthostomata means they bear jaw. Now this class Gantha is divided into cyclostomata. The Ganthostomata was divided into spices and tetrapollard. Spices again divided into presence or absence of cartilage. It is chondrocytes, and presence of bone, it is called as osteocytes. And this tetrapollard, which means pair limbs, are four types: amphibians, reptiles, aves, and mammals. Thank you. Hope you like this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and share your views in the comment section below. Till then, bye.